look at it. I lent my mate this set of expensive irons and it came back like this. And I'll be honest, I would never have expected this to happen. Because one, he's a pretty good golfer and I think he's something around like a 12 handicap. And also, these are pretty new irons. Now I am actually a little bit worried because this could be a sign the head is about to fly off. Yep, this could be a sign that this is getting broken down and loose. So I need to check that. But I am going to attempt to fix my wrecked iron. I say attempt because I've got to be careful because you can easily, and it's so easily done, melt and damage this plastic ferrule right here. And then pretty much the irons are snookered, which I really don't want to happen. I've used these irons a fair bit out on the golf course, on the range, they're in and out of my bag, and I want them to look like the day they came out of the box. That's just the way I am. I want them to look like the day they came out of the box. Now, please, listen to this. There's also a mistake so many golfers, when they're attempting to make this fix, they make. And so many people, when I talk them through this, they go, Alex, like, I didn't even realize I was making that mistake. Yes, please. So watch out, you're not making this really silly, really common mistake. And I know this can be pretty common with older sets of irons, but for some new, it doesn't happen that often. It's quite interesting because I've actually seen someone in my lessons come and I see this ferrule, this is what this plastic bit is called, moving up and down. And I'm like, does that mean the head's coming off or is it just loose plastic? Okay, to start with, I need to do this first, right? I need to make sure there is no like excess glue in here. And you can just sort of get a T-peg, scrape any off. Never ever use a knife because as soon as you use a knife, you are so close to damaging that ferrule. And as I just said, that is not bloody good. Not bloody good. So, step number one, just make sure there's no excess glue in here. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel under a little bit, well, I say a little bit, a lot of pressure right now to get this right, because as soon as you get this wrong once, wow, game over. Now don't forget, I will give you that sign of if the head is coming off, but the next stage, you actually don't need any of that expensive golf glue, in my experience. This, from Amazon, or other places, does the job just fine, I promise you. So you have made sure there's no glue in the top of the club. Check, done. Next, just gotta get your glue ready because this is the tricky part. You've gotta be quite, I guess, quick with this in terms of doing the next stage, followed, I hate these plastic things, by gluing it. And so you can see exactly what I bought. It's just a 2-part epoxy and it sets in 5 minutes. Okay, I need to make sure I don't do this bit wrong because I have done it wrong in the past. I've gone and absolutely used hot boiling water. That's not what we need to do. We need to run the tap so it is pretty hot. I mean, woohoo, getting that way. So it's just hot enough to soften the plastic. Ooh. I don't want it to be too flimsy. Please, please, please do not overheat it, and I'm gonna be really conscious not to do that. So I'm just literally putting it under there and turning it round. Keep checking the water. Make sure it's not getting too hot, and you want it right. We've got it. Look how now if I keep it under the water just a little longer, I can move this now really, really easily. I would actually use this to move it up and down. We've next just got to give this a quick dry, but you know what? I mentioned about that head, I keep mentioning it. I don't know if this has come off, and moved a little bit. I really don't. I'm a bit worried about that, I'll be honest with you. Okay, quick dry, and I'm really just making sure that in this little gap here, it is absolutely bone dry. This is such a fine balance of doing this quickly, getting it right. Just squeeze a little bit of the glue on there, get it on, grab a T-peg, and just mixing it together. You've got to do this quick. One, because of the glue. Oh my God, I forgot how much that glue absolutely stinks. So one, because of the glue, and two, because you want the ferrule to stay pretty warm. You don't want to be heating it up time after time. You can start to really change the plastic. Then grabbing that T-peg, just grab a healthy amount on here and just placing it in the gap, just like this. This will mean, hopefully, just like that, get a good healthy amount. Don't worry about the excess. And then, oh, it's a push on. This will essentially mean that this ferrule will never come loose again. Now, ferrule is just completely cosmetic, but as I said, I have to say, like, this is like the most therapeutic bit. Wipe away. This has to be the most therapeutic bit. Wipe away any excess. Around there. It is literally like brand new. And that ferrule right there isn't going anywhere. You know what? I am buzzing with that. We did not damage it at all. Like, that ferrule is literally like brand new. Have a look at this a little bit closer. Look at it. It's literally like brand new. Woo! Now, you absolutely know at home how you can prevent your irons looking a little bit damaged. Which, I'll be honest with you, no one ever wants, do they? I have also got another bone to pick with him. Like, how dirty is that? How does an iron get that dirty down at the driving range? What's he been doing with it? Right, this is really important. Like, really, really important. Because I've actually seen someone's head fly off, and it is not a pretty sight on the golf course. One, this person actually then didn't find the head. Two, it actually can be quite dangerous, like, because your body's thinking you've got like a heavy head on the end of it, and if it flies off and you make a swing, wow. So, let's rewind. I said to you at the start of the video, one, I was going to attempt to fix the ferrule, which I think I've done a pretty good job. Ooh, that glue. Whoa! Yeah, my wife's about to kill me with that. My wife's about to kill me with that. 5 minutes set epoxy. That's probably been there nearly 5 minutes on the kitchen worktop. Not a good start to the day. Not a good start to the day. Anyway, let's get that cleaned up. Oh my God, thank the Lord, it is still wet. Let's get that cleaned up off there. That is a close call. So what you need to check is essentially the head alignment with where the grip is. Let's get that on there. So often, and I've never known a manufacturer not do this, when you get your iron sent to you, the grips will be aligned. Not the aligned grips, like, is that a wipe? Like the, come on, think Alex, think, like the Golf Pride aligned grips. Not like that, they'll be aligned. Let me show you. If you look straight down here, at the top where the lambkin is, there's a little bit of a line here, isn't there? A gap. This corresponds to a line roughly around there. You've got to make sure, one way of checking, is that they are in line with the face being square. And please, if you're suspecting this, just go and check it. I've told so many of my mates, when this has happened, just go and check them. Especially if your irons are a little bit older. So hold it up, see if these are all lined up. If that's pretty good, then you're pretty safe. Another one is using this. There is one more actually, which people always miss, and I think even club fitters would always miss to check this. Making sure, usually, the stickers run directly down the back of the club. If that sticker is like skewed off to the side, this way, that way, then you know that's another sign that this head is about to fall off, which I do not want to happen. Last sign is this. Now we've fixed this ferrule, if there is like some old glue residue showing up here, well then the ferrule's not gone back in the same place. It's lower than it was before, meaning, and this is so key because it's like hidden, the head has moved down slightly. We pushed the ferrule down, leaving exposed part of the shaft up here that wasn't originally exposed, showing that the head is moving down. Like, we do not want that. Oh my, we do not want that. I'm gonna say that was pretty much a success apart from nearly wrecking the worktops. Thanks for watching.